Welcome back to another episode of As the Dead Sleep. So, low on health, nighttime, forlorn muskeg. We are going to try to use this as an opportunity to bugger out. Um, go ahead and eat these couple cattails that we got. I would love to just spend some time harvesting cattails, but until we get much better clothing, um, we're just not safe in this environment. Um, we could sleep more, which is probably not the worst idea in the world. But I just feel like the longer we stay in this area, the worse chance we have, or better chance we have, of the weather changing for the worse, and then becoming stranded. So I'm going to keep my head on a swivel. We're going to keep our eyes out for predators. The exit to the zone is just, well, I guess in game distance, a couple hundred meters in front of us. That was a potential bear crossing. There's also potential to have a wolf up here to the right. But it's hard to pass up a good night of traveling. It's still pretty cold. Alright, so we are exiting the forlorn muskeg. And now, I'm not sure about what the deal is with that firewood, but it pops in and then pops out. Some kind of glitch. I don't know if it's supposed to be there, if it's not supposed to be there.
Think of fire. Hot fire.
Nope. You know what I was wanting. Alright, so the question is, we'll head this way. I was thinking about going to the trapper's cabin.
You mean trees? Because I'm gonna eat a tree.
But, yeah, that's almost as good as a horse. Because I'm gonna eat a tree. Yeah, I almost went to the trapper's cabin. I like poking in there real quick, but I know if I go this way, there will be cattails. And then I'm closer to other lootable environments there than I am pushing out. We will go to Trapper's cabin, and there's all kinds of ambient noises that just are freaking me out, man. Alright, we're fixing to begin to lose some condition due to the temperature, but we are almost there.
This is so cold.
I know.
I'm gonna lay down for
We're
a bit.
getting there. Alright, I can't, I'm not sure which one is actually closer distance-wise, whether it would be Trapper's cabin or whether it's the camp office. I think they're, well, it probably would be the camp office. by just a little bit. Alright, so there we are. We're down, not quite down to a third left of our overall condition. It's still late in the evening. I would like to search. Before I begin to do anything, we got 7 matches. Alright, so hopefully we'll find some more matches in here. Actually, I could use one of these flares. They're shorter lived. Antibiotics, that's a good find. Can't never complain. Painkillers. Just want to do a quick cursory look in the environment. Definitely want that cooking pot. That's going to help us out. Tremendous when it comes to our water, even that can. We've been wandering around with one can for a minute now. Alright, so we're probably by no means going to grab everything on our first look through. We'll go over it a little bit more thoroughly once we come back down. But I don't want to miss this opportunity to get upstairs by the bed. There's a reading book so that I know I can at least rest or whatever the case may be. Alright, so we really don't have anything as far as calories are concerned, but we will top off our fluid, and as soon as that water goes away. Alright, so we got actually probably about 4 or 5 hours left. We can easily sleep that. We're going to do 6. Alright, so it's daylight. Welcome to Mystery Lake. This is the oldest zone in the Long Dark. It was the original zone. So this is one of the more survivable zones when just starting off a run. Man, we could use something to eat, but we don't have anything. The weather sounds not terrible outside. And it's cold, but it's not terrible. So we're going to take this opportunity. We're going to run down here and we're going to grab some cattails. So it appears that the loot spawn on this challenge is more interloper-ish, which is going to make survival more difficult. Many of the other challenges that they present us with, they're for all intents and purposes easy, and easy in the sense that the loot, you get all the food you can possibly carry and all the best clothes, and you get all that so abundantly that literally you can begin to stop worrying about survival and just focus more on accomplishing whatever the challenge task is. Whereas at least all intents and purposes, on first appearance, this challenge is much more grueling. You're just not getting the loot that you would normally receive. The food is much more sparse. So initially you have to worry about your overall survival as well as the challenge requirements. We are about to head back. I'm gonna get greedy.
Cold is making my pickles thick.
Let's just see if we can peek in real quickly. Never know what we might find. Another flare. Dog food. Alright, straight back to the cabin. And see, just little decisions like that begins to cost you condition. And over the long haul, it's inevitably what leads to our demise. But I want to stock up on some calories. I need to get in there and make some more water. Check the condition of my gear, maybe even read a book, and then begin to push out. We didn't receive any clothing items from in here. That is sad because our overall condition as far as weather protection has not changed, which is unfortunate. Alright, yep, that's 56%. We'll go ahead and eat that. Mm, 73%, I can use that.
Ah, I'm starving.
I know, we just ate. That's just an indicator to let you know. I think it's 500. Yeah, it lets you know that you've just dropped below 500 calories in your reserve. Alright, well, oh, missed that earlier. I was coming through here in quite a rush. Oftentimes there's a lantern or lantern fuel, or there's none of that this time. Alright, so let's check out these filing cabinets. Not much. And we will push back upstairs. Searched. Just double checking, making sure I got everything I can possibly get. There's usually, if there's going to be a bedroll spawn, it spawns there. Clearly there's nothing. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that down. Good enough, 80% chance. Get that going. We got an hour, and then we got 40 minutes. we're going to have to put more on that. But that gives me a minute to kind of think about my options. Let me look in my gear. I can drop that. Okay, I have, let me go ahead and harvest that. Okay, so we got some unneeded clothing items that we're
Getting
carrying
a bit
around
thirsty.
on us. I know you're getting thirsty. I'm literally in the process of making water right now. And we're probably not going to go in that direction as far as heading back to Bleak Inlet to go through the process of making ammunition. I will not completely discount it because it's always a possibility. So I'm going to go ahead and begin to lighten my inventory a little bit. We'll drop that. Scrap iron, yeah, scrap metal is pretty easy to come by when necessary. We'll drop 2 flares, so that gives me 4 total. Right now we're good. We're tired.
Think about his food.
Let's go ahead and eat. So she'll, oops, guess we can't eat while I'm in here. We'll drop off these extra clothing items. You know, you can harvest those, or you can build up your repair skill by repairing them. We don't need these anymore. We don't need that. We got 10 cattail heads. But yeah, I'll just leave them there. It's not that detrimental to me to build up my clothing repair skill at this moment in time. We will drink. We should be right at an hour. So yeah, hour and 5 minutes approximately. Hour and 9 minutes. Let's go ahead and read. I think fire starting is probably the most useful right now, so we'll read that for an hour.
All I can think about his food.
And back. 1 minute till boiled. We'll go ahead and drink it. And that leaves us with half a gallon. That's pretty good. We got 10 minutes left on the fire. And yeah, the weather doesn't sound too terribly bad. Did I see something? Almost thought I saw a cleaning kit by him, but nope, or a repair sewing kit. Words sometimes become difficult. Alright, so yeah, sounds like the weather's not too terribly bad, so we're going to move. Let me take this. I'm also going to take this. You just never know when you need a tea. We won't need it for medicinal purposes, at least as of yet, because we have painkillers on us. But yeah, we can use it to get some calories, get some hydration, get some warmth, and a warmth protection bonus in the event of having to travel long distances. We're not traveling very far. Most of you know where I'm going. I have a route that I basically take. We're going to the lookout tower. If the opportunity presents itself, we will grab a bunny on the way through, but I'm not going to spend much time right now trying to get bunny rabbits. Just in case, we will equip that. If you're into trapping, you know, building a rabbit snare or whatever, this is a good place to put one. But there doesn't seem to be any rabbits at this moment in time. Alright, so we'll put the rock away. We do need some of this. We're now in the environment where the potential to be attacked by an actual regular wolf is high, and most generally, if you do get attacked, if we can even survive the attack with our low condition, you will get an infection, and I don't want to die from an infection just because I failed to pick up some antiseptic. It's old man's beard lichen. It can be crafted into a wound dressing. It has only happened to me one time, and it was actually on the way down. But there was a wolf right here on the trail. Normally I think, I'm here, I'm safe. And I don't know if that's common for you guys. You can comment down below if you run into them on a regular here, but I've played hundreds of hours and I've only done it one time. I was actually here and he was down there, and he triggered on to me, and yep, chased me all the way back up to the lookout tower. It was good times. This lookout tower, honestly, sometimes when we come here, we're coming here for the rifle or for the heavy hammer, but it can provide other things, food items, sewing kits, even an article of clothing, usually socks or something like that. But it's just one of those areas that you can't, it's hard just to pass it by. And Stalker and lower, I got used to wandering around that side because there can be bullets dropped. We'll definitely take that, and that is a great find. That is over in Cumbertus, but I believe it's because we were tired.
Well, this stuff will come in handy.
I'm really wanting to come across a stem. It would just encourage me to know that we can. Oh. Sewing kit. I rarely look up on top of that, so that was a lucky find indeed. Let me see how. Okay, so we got quite a few hours left. Let's see. We do got some cattails. I want to get a little bit of calories in me. I'll eat one more. And then top off on my fluid, and hopefully this weather will not change. I really just want to sleep, well, to regain a little bit of exhaustion, but to pump my heat level back up. Alright, not the best position, but
I'm starving.
we're gonna go ahead and, I know, we're gonna go ahead and go. We got another stop that's just basically right over the hill there. another potential for some clothing items, maybe a candy bar or a soda. That's the original lookout tower. It's a destroyed tower. I rarely go there. I mean, you can get like a rope, you can get like some food items and things like that, but I don't know. It just isn't in my gameplay pathing. I guess I walk all around it, but I rarely actually go up to it. Alright, so yeah, more of my experienced Long Dark players are going to know exactly what I'm doing. I'm just taking a shortcut around this mountain, or over this mountain, I guess would be a more correct term. And then we're going to drop down into the logging trailers. Pretty good chance to get additional clothing items, maybe a couple of scraplings of food, but more importantly than that, it's another waypoint for us to warm back up, get some rest before we make it to our I don't know, I guess final destination would kind of be a trite statement, but I'll take it. Nope, don't need any of that. I'll take these. And then, let's see if it's here. Oftentimes you'll find a pry bar laying right around there, and we don't. Alright, so, yeah, we'll go ahead and check these out. Hoping for some good loot options. Books are always nice. They bump up your fire starting chance dramatically, but they're heavy. So it's one of those risk-reward type things. You got to kind of be aware, or you can begin to run around with, you know, we're not going to worry about that. I already got a can opener. Just so you don't think I'm bypassing loot. But you got to be careful, because before you know it, you could be walking around with 8-9 books on you, you know, equaling 4 or 5 pounds. Hey, how you doing, dead guy? Give me something good, or don't. I mean, I guess if he had something good, he wouldn't be dead, right? Alright, one more. Had to double check. I normally go the other way. I go clockwise around this circle. But if you're ever in doubt, just look down in the snow. You'll see your footprints, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I came from that way. But of course, none of y'all get turned around like that, I'm sure. It's just me. Brutal on the loot. Alright, I'll take that. Alright, we got a little while. As long as the weather stays nice, we can do this. I do want to get just a little bit of sleep here. So we'll do another hour. Get our temperature back up. Regain some of our exhaustion. Sounds windy, but hopefully it's not terrible. It's about to get terrible, that's for sure. But I think I can make it. Which is the last words of everybody who didn't make it. Okay, there is a wolf patrol route off in the distance over there.
I could eat a horse.
Again, it's like with the bear that we encountered earlier. It's worse when you know there's a route that spawns some type of predator and you can't see it, because it could be anywhere ready to lurch upon your face. There's also a prepper cache, basically right in that general direction behind that outcropping. I guess that's what you call it. We're not going to risk that at the moment. And yes, I see that deer carcass. There's usually a deer carcass and oftentimes a hunter. This bridge that we're approaching is nerve-wracking because wolves can literally come from either side. He could be on this side, that side. And if they trigger on you, they're usually so close that he just immediately begins his charge towards you. I guess that's one good thing about the stalker-esque or interloper-esque type of settings, because in the interloper the wildlife is more sparse. However, they're more dangerous when you do encounter them, but you have less encounters. So less encounters, more dangerous. As if there could be a more dangerous encounter with a wolf that wants to eat your face. But I think the damage that they do to you is amped up. This is new. This used to not have a bedroll in it. And being as we are bedrollless, we either have to have a ready-made bed to sleep in, or build a snow shelter. All right, nothing. That was not profitable. All right. So there are mushrooms down in this general direction that are worth picking up. There's also a potential of it's not there, I was going to say a pry bar. I think it's actually a flat bar, but pry bar. Nothing. And it's locked. Nope. So we will try to remember that there's a locked locker in this building. Alright, and a set bag. Nothing. Brutal loot spawns. Alright, so again, this has to be done in 2 stages. We are about exhausted. And where we're going, we won't have the ability to be able to sleep without a bedroll. So we are going to throw a few calories in our belly. We will top off on our water. And let's see what time it is. Yeah, we're going to end up waking up early morning before the sun. 4 days, 14 hours, 13 minutes. And I guess we'll just go ahead and plow through the rest of these. It'd probably be easier to do it this way. We are literally a stone's throw away, might be an exaggeration, but we are literally right around the first grave that we're supposed to visit. I actually died feet away from it the last time I attempted this, and I had more health than I do now. This is, in all intents and purposes, not a good start. Let's see if we can first aid. There we go. Let's go and get out of here. All we gotta do is hopefully not get eaten. Now they say they have corrected the pathfinding ability of the predators to the point where they can actually enter into doorways and gates now. I'm not sure exactly what that means, whether they can get into this courtyard. I used to not worry. I'd leave that gate just wide open and go about my business, but apparently they are trying to fix that. If they have not fixed that. Come on, that was an 80% chance. Wasting my matches. Alright, so we'll plug one of those down. Harvest that.
I've never been so hungry in my life.
Fire's not hot enough to keep me from getting cold, but I'm not freezing. Well, it's going to take an hour and an hour. I'm not going to use any of my coal, but I'll throw a few sticks down. Once this reaches 32, of course it didn't. Okay, so now we're no longer losing condition, or losing heat. Oh, I don't have one prepared. Ooh, we got all kinds of stuff to prepare. I'll do another one of these. Yeah, we're real low on our water. $29. I will begin crafting one of those. I'll take that. 12 more minutes. And I'll go ahead and cook that. Let's see if I got any more. No, but I can go ahead and do that and make one of those. Not worried about the water. That'll be rectified here real shortly. So we'll eat that, get us a nice little bit of calorie boost. Take that, pick up, take a torch, and away we go. So welcome to the Carter Hydro Dam. This is the upper level. This is one of the, well, it is the premium loot spot here in Mystery Lake. Definitely don't want to pass this by.
What's this anyway?
I've often thought about, I'll just make this like my home base or whatever, but I don't play like that. I don't like to set up shop. Now I will drop gear in different locations just to do some inventory management, but I would prefer to keep moving. It just seems to me that when we begin to stagnate and set still, bad things happen. Now I'm sure, later on in the game, once everything's been looted out, you kind of have to change that game style. But I'm pretty much a nomadic type player. Nope. Nope. And that's unfortunate. Some of the best loot, I'm sure, is going to be locked up behind the so that gives us almost half a gallon of water back. Alright. Didn't check. Oh yeah, we got some. I don't want to waste too much because this is an extensive area to search. Time is it? It's actually almost daytime now. Let me go ahead and extinguish this, and being as I have make sure I read the right one. Yep, the calories and the time. We're going to go ahead and spend some time reading. Allow it to brighten up just a little bit in here. And there it is. Don't need to waste any more of my lantern fuel to search. Now I'm sure that these can be tore down. There's potentially stuff back there. Mostly in the newer zones, they put stuff in the breakable, downable, harvestable containers. Breakable, downable. I like that word. A lot of the older zones don't have that, but Mystery Lake has been revamped, along with Pleasant Valley has been revamped, so they can potentially have that update in them, but I'm not going to spend the time or the calories to do that. If you've done it and you found stuff, put it down in the comments below. Don't let it be like the mythic candy bar in the car visors. They do not exist. There is nothing ever in the car visors. I was religious in my checking of the car visors for the longest time. Matter of fact, all the way up until this Errant Pilgrim update, because they give you car batteries now. A lot of players, even before that, used to lift the hood, and that's how they would know that they had searched a car. For me, that was extra energy that I just didn't want to spend when I could just flip the visors down and see that, oh, okay, I've been in that car. However, now because of the batteries, we're going to begin to search those to get the lead out for ammunition crafting. I figure I really don't need to mess with the visors anymore. Alright, so that was a quick one. That was at about 5 or 6. So 6 and 6. If you're new to the safe cracking or picking, I guess it would be cracking, that code that we just came up with won't work for you. It's a random code every time you come to a safe, so you just kind of go until it clicks, and then go the other way until it clicks. And if you happen to go too fast and bypass one, it's okay. Just start over again, and just keep working it, and until you get through. This Carter Hydro Dam is a very tedious environment to search. Inevitably, I feel like I've searched this place umpteen thousand times. Yeah, that is a mathematical number. It means a whole lot. To the point where you just kind of, I don't know, you kind of go on autopilot, I guess, and you just go and you search it all out. And if you're on a stalker or lower difficulty, you will get more loot, good loot usually, then you know what to do with. When you're on an enter-level difficulty, or even a higher level custom difficulty, you're going to think that this is a waste of time, because most generally everything is going to seem like it's empty. Man, I was hoping for a stem. But don't neglect searching this. You can really find some key items that just make your survivability all that much easier. One of the other areas that I really like to go to, that just really has the potential to up the quality of your loot that you carry with you, is Milton. which we will, if we can survive that long, potentially go to in this run. Because there are so many searchable areas, you find good clothing items and good food items and just all kinds of good stuff. Alright, see, I haven't counted, but I'm going to say we're probably at 7 books on us right now. Oh yeah, we need some matches. That's always a great find. Although eventually, if we keep going and keep surviving, we're going to have so many matches that we're not going to know what to do with them all. But find a good place, store them, because the longer you survive, the more you're going to need matches, because you burn through them as you go, and they're not a renewable resource. You got to have them. You can find fire starters or fire strikers, which is a very good item, and you can light your fires with torches, but inevitably you run out of the ability to make a fire, and once that happens, your game is all but over. I don't know if anybody has reached that point in their playthrough before. That would be quite a ways to go in order to hit that, but mathematically that level is achievable if you live long enough. I think that they ought to upgrade the game just a little bit and give you the ability to craft like a fire bow, so that all you need is wood. I mean, the old proverbial rub two sticks together to start fires. Why they haven't added that, I'm not sure. But I think that would be a valuable update. I don't know. We'll see. For those of you that have Raphael's ear, maybe just drop a little bug in his ear about something like that. They may and or may not like the idea. They probably, I would guess, already considered something like that, and for whatever reason they have declined to put it in the game. But we hollered for craftable head and hand wrapping for a while, and they finally answered. We also hollered for the ability to be able to deconstruct or to tear down ruined snow shelters and old campfires for those of us that like to keep areas looking neat and tidy. And they added that, the deconstruction, or the dismantle, I guess would be a more appropriate term, action in the game. And I appreciate that Hinterland and its creative staff literally listen to their community in that way. I mean, it's because of that we have this challenge. This was just originally a challenge that the community began to do on their own. Would put the health recovery, condition recovery to none, and basically you would survive until you ran out of condition. All right, I know you could. So we are about 35 minutes or so into this. Let's see where, I don't know if I want to, I don't know if it'll save when I go into the lower parts. We're gonna peek just real quick. If it saves, we'll end there. If not, I guess I'll have to run up to the front door and save. It does save. Okay, well, community, we're going to go ahead and end this episode right here. We are about to plunge into the lower depths of Carter Hydro Dam. Hopefully find us some good gear, some good clothing, some good food products that's going to really help us survive for longer. We've already made it another day closer. So if you like this episode, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. If you got comments, critiques, questions, please leave them down below. I promise I'll respond to them in a timely manner. I am recording this in advance, so it might take me a minute to actually get your comments. I'm a couple of days out from posting this from when I'm actually recording it, just because of my recording schedule. But thank you for those of you that are tuning in live, and for those of you that are maybe watching this in the backlog. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, and you can be reminded every time I put out a new episode of The Long Dark. And we'll see you next time.